Hello friends and welcome. Today we will learn about Earned Value Management or EVM. Earned Value Management is basically a project performance measurement technique. It uses project plan data and actual data, and it compares the both and calculates the variances. Basically, the planned project data is taken from the project baselines. There are three types of baselines. We have scope baseline, which tells us about the approved project work. There is schedule baseline, which tells us about the approved project timeline, and then there is a cost baseline, which tells us about project approved budget. Similarly, the actual data of project performance is taken from the execution. Let us take very simple example to understand the idea of earned value management. So we have a very simple project in which we have to build the 4 walls. The duration of this project is 4 days and the budget for this project is $400. We have represented this entire scenario in the Gantt chart format. So the first wall of this project is scheduled to be completed on day 1st. Second wall of this project is scheduled to be completed on day 2nd. Similarly, third wall and fourth wall is scheduled to be completed on day 3rd and 4th respectively. So what is the first step towards completing the earned value management? So in the first step, what we will do, we will basically figure out the planned work. So let us consider that we are interested to calculate the amount of work that has planned after 2 days since the project starts. So you can see over here that after the second day, we are supposed to complete first wall as well as second wall. Okay, so on the right hand side, it is clear that the cost for the first wall is $100 and cost for the second wall is $100. So in order to calculate the planned value or the amount of planned work, what we will do, we will simply add the value of from this $100 as well as this $100, and we will get the planned value after 2 days. That will be is equal to $200. Okay, we also call this planned value as budgeted cost of work scheduled. And second step, we will complete the amount of work that is actually completed against the planned work. So in order to get this information, of course we will get this information from the site, as it shows in the Gantt chart that first wall is completed. Similarly, second wall is also 100% complete. Okay, so this is the status that is shown on the right hand side, and this completed work against the planned work is known as earned value or earned work. Okay, and we will calculate the earned value for the first wall. That will be percentage complete multiplied by the approved budget. So our first wall is 100% complete, which is our here 100% complete, multiply the approved project budget, which is $100, and we will get the $100. Similarly, for the second wall we will get the $100, and by adding these two, the complete earned value of the project after the second day will be $200. We also call this earned value as budgeted cost of work performed. In step 3, we will calculate the amount of cost which is incurred while completing the project work. So we will get this information also from the site. So in order to complete the first wall, we have to pay $100. Similarly, in order to complete second wall, we have to pay $120. So planned was $100, but while completing actual project work, we have to pay $120. So this is the little difference. So the actual costs incurred in completing these two activities is, first of all, for the first wall it's $100, and for the second wall it is $120. And the actual cost incurred at the end of second day collectively will be $220. We also call this actual cost as actual cost of work performed. Okay, so let us discuss the summary of the project information that we have so far. You can see that we have divided the project into the 2 parts. First of all, this is day 1 and day 2, and this is the project time which has been elapsed, and on the right hand side we have the remaining project duration. Okay, for the time that has been elapsed, we have the following information available regarding the first wall. Regarding the first wall, we know that planned value is $100, earned value is $100, as well as actual cost is $100. Similarly, the planned value for the second wall is $100, earned value is $100, as well as the actual cost is $120. So friends, let us calculate earned value parameters. Okay, so what we will do, so far we have planned value or budgeted cost of work schedule, that is equals to $200. Similarly, we have earned value or budgeted cost of work performed, which is also is equals to $200, and we have actual cost of work performed, which is equals to $220. So we are interested to know our project performance in terms of schedule and cost based on this project information. So what we will calculate basically schedule variance as well as the cost variance. So let us understand what is basically schedule variance and cost variance. Schedule variance tells us whether project is on schedule, ahead of schedule or behind schedule. So as we know, the formula for the schedule variance is earned value minus planned value, and mathematically speaking, if our schedule variance is equals to 0, it means our project is on schedule. Similarly, if our schedule variance is greater than 0, it means we are ahead of schedule, and if our schedule variance is less than 0, it means our project is behind schedule. Let us apply these concepts on our project. So for example, our earned value was $200 as well as our planned value was $200. So if we will put these values into equation, we will get 200 minus 200, that is equal to 0. It means our schedule variance is 0, and when schedule variance is equals to 0, it means we are on schedule. So let us discuss about the cost variance as well. Cost variance tells us whether our project is on budget, under budget or over budget. So mathematically, if we see the equation, our cost variance is equals to earned value minus actual cost. So if mathematically speaking our cost variance is equal to 0, it means we are on budget. If our cost variance is greater than 0, it means we are under budget, and if our cost variance is negative or less than 0, it means we are going over budget. Let us apply these concepts on our project example. So in our project, our earned value was equal to $200 and our actual cost was $220. So if we will calculate the difference, it will be minus $20, which is less than 0, which means that we are going over budget. In addition to schedule variance and cost variance, we also calculate schedule performance index and cost performance index. These are almost similar things, but when we are calculating indices, it gives us answers in terms of percentages instead of variances. So there are two types of indices. First of all, we have schedule performance index. Schedule performance index tells us whether our project is on schedule, ahead of schedule or behind schedule. Similarly, cost performance index tells us whether our project is on budget, under budget or over budget. Mathematically, there is little difference in the formulas. So the formula for schedule performance index is earned value divided by planned value. So when earned value is equals to planned value, it means our schedule performance index will be equal to 1. It means that we are going on schedule. Similarly, if our schedule performance index is greater than 1, it signifies that we are progressing ahead of schedule. And if our schedule performance index is less than 1, it means we are progressing behind schedule. So if we apply these concepts in cost performance index, when our earned value and actual costs are same, it means our cost performance index is equals to 1, which means we are going on budget. And if our earned value is more than the actual cost, it means our cost performance index is greater than 1, which means we are going under budget. Similarly, if our cost performance index is less than 1, it means we are going over budget. So let us apply these concepts into our previous example. In our previous example, our earned value was $200 as well as our planned value was $200. So 200 divided by 200 is equals to 1, which means that in terms of schedule, we are on schedule. Similarly, if we apply these concepts in cost performance index, our earned value was 200 and our actual cost was $220. So dividing these two, we get minus 90, which means the 90%. If we try to interpret this number, this would mean that we are getting only 9% of the cents on each dollar that we have invested. Thanks friends for watching.